Hello, I hope you're having an amazing day and welcome to the Mandala Effect. I am Roseanna and I am your host. With this podcast, I like to bring different ideas, topics, conversations that I hope will inspire you to seek more of the truth of who you are and help you connect with your power and start to reclaim your power so that you can live an incredible life. I cover all sorts of things from creating your reality to having interesting conversations with people that I admire and who I know and whose teachings I follow. I have some really amazing guests coming up for you in the next few months, so look out for those. And today, the topic that I want to talk about is one that leaves me a little bit vulnerable, and that topic is love and learning to love again. This episode is definitely for anybody who has built a wall around their heart, who struggles to show emotion, who struggles with feeling emotion. Valentine's Day has just gone. It brings up lots of opinions and lots of thoughts for different people, lots of feelings. I see lots of people upset that they are single on Valentine's Day. I know for me, as a teenager, this was a huge thing. I was so, it was, if you didn't get any Valentines, then, were you any good? And that's kind of encouraged, I think, that we give Valentine's cards and we should receive Valentine's cards. And, it brings up a lot of mixed emotions. And then there is obviously the fact that Valentine's Day is highly commercialized. Lots of people make lots of money from Valentine's Day. And that's okay, that's okay. That's the economy. The world needs to go round, and that is absolutely fine. But I think what is forgotten is actual love. And actual love not being something that we should just dedicate one day to. I fully believe that our whole lives should be dedicated to love. And from dedicating our lives to love, we're actually dedicating our lives to ourselves, and growing and expanding and learning more about who we truly are. So a bit of an interesting one, leaves me quite vulnerable because I am the woman who built a wall around her heart and doesn't like to feel emotion, or didn't know what to do with emotion, so pushed it down and ignored it and did all those did anything I could not to have to feel. I remember going to a therapist. I started seeing her, I think, during COVID, or when COVID hit, or it might have been just before COVID. And I went to her and I said, I cannot feel. I don't feel happy. I don't feel sad. I don't feel anger. I'm just numb. And, I knew this wasn't how I wanted to live. And I was in a relationship and I'd just been through some serious anxiety, some health issues, and I realized that there was something within me that needed to change, that needed to open, and that as a human I had the capacity to feel more and to be happy. I think most people are living this life just wanting to be happy, wanting to feel joy, peace, and experience the world fully. But I think we've got a bit lost on how we do that. So my friend on Valentine's Day sent me a quote by Marianne Williamson, who, if you haven't read her book, A Return to Love, it is a beautiful book. Marianne Williamson is a very amusing woman. and it's her experience with A Course in Miracles, which if you're a student of A Course in Miracles, you probably will have read it. So Marianne Williamson said that love is what we're born with, and fear is what we learn. The spiritual journey is the unlearning of fear and prejudice and the acceptance of love back into our hearts. Love is the essential reality and our purpose on earth. To be consciously aware of it, to experience love in ourselves and others, is the meaning of life. Meaning does not lie in things, meaning lies within us. And I think that when she says meaning does not lie in things, this is where humanity has got a little bit lost. We are spiritual beings living a human experience. And what our time as humans evolving, living controlled by our ego mind, living as though we need to survive every single day, leads us to chase things, the material things, the things we believe will make us happy, the things we believe will bring us love. And I ask you, is chasing that life bringing you happiness and joy? Myself, that's the life I was chasing, and that's the life I was chasing. So because I was searching for happiness and because I was searching for love, but I didn't realize it at the time. So I am a woman who has built up a wall around her heart. I have had ex-boyfriends call me all sorts of things. Cold-hearted, ice queen, and unfortunately it's a pattern that I see within my family. And the women in my family have almost had to build up walls to survive, because there have been experiences that have left us abandoned and rejected and emotionally traumatized. And unfortunately, what that does to the ego is it says, right, well, showing love isn't safe, showing emotion isn't safe, so I'm going to push that away, and I'm going to push that out, and ultimately goes out into the shadow, and lovey-dovey stuff ends up triggering you. So it's why I've always been so triggered by Valentine's Day. I'm a bit of a funny jewelry designer, really, because I've always been triggered by Valentine's Day and engagement rings. Yeah, that's what I do. Jewelers, in a way, we sell love, but yeah, I was so detached from love that I couldn't connect with it. So I'm the woman who's built up the wall. I have never been emotionally available in a relationship, and I have attracted that back into my life with my past partners. Generally, whatever's going on under the surface, I see it in my own mind, in my own subconscious. I have seen that reflected back. I mean, this is hindsight, I didn't know this at the time, but I've seen that reflected back in my relationships. So I was very afraid to love, afraid to show love, afraid to express emotion, and I still feel that fear when it comes to it. I'm trying to break down these walls, and I'm trying to push myself out of my comfort zone to be able to express how I really feel, and to be confident that love is the way, because I know it is. And I believe that the more humanity can come back to love, just the more positive change we'll see, the more evolution, the more expansion, the more magic we will see in the world. And so for most of my adult and probably adult life, and probably throughout my childhood, I've been afraid of being rejected, because being rejected means that I'll be abandoned. Being abandoned means I'll be alone, and being alone means, so what happens if I'm alone? Well, then I'll probably be really depressed, sad, lonely, unhappy, and that is, you know, that, just ask yourself, how would it feel to feel, what do you think about feeling depressed? You know, we don't want to be there. That is not a safe place to be, because for the ego. So we don't go there. We don't put ourselves out there because of this fear that we're going to be rejected. And ultimately the fear comes back to that we'll die alone. And you have to ask yourself, is that true? Is that actually true? Is that going to happen? If it did happen, is that really so bad? You know, and then we can start to uncover the unconscious fears around this and bring it to the conscious mind, and we can transcend them. Having this fear of rejection then made me believe that it was safer to be this ice queen. And I don't want to, you know, I'm not there anymore. I've really had to get to know love on a very, very deep level. When healing from cancer, love is what healed me from cancer. Taking the responsibility to love myself and taking the responsibility for my life was a massive act of love, because I learned how to look after my body more, get to know my body more, speak to my body more, get to know my spiritual body, get to know my energetic body, get to know myself on every single level. And while at the time, again, maybe I didn't realize I was doing that, but I know that love is what healed my cancer. And cancer is caused by fear. It's caused by repressed emotion. It's caused by stress, repressed anger, repressed, like, all of these things. It builds up and it builds up. And most illnesses are all caused by stress. And that's what stress is. Stress is repressing emotion. And you know, and kind of living in fight or flight. So love healed my cancer, and now I want to, I guess it's part of my mission to expand myself and my love more, but also to help others expand and experience the love that is within them. But love making us vulnerable, I think we need to flip that and change it into vulnerability is one of the biggest strengths out there. Being vulnerable, being open, being honest. How much better would the world be with more honesty? So I was in a place where I was chasing this thought of love and this thought of what is going to make me happy, and all I wanted really was an open and honest and loving conversation, and someone to hold me and to feel these love feelings. But I carried on chasing the materialistic, the next big thing, thinking that it was going to make me worthy. But really, really, really what I wanted, and again I'm going to ask you this, would you say that you're looking for a deeper connection? Is it that you're looking for coming back to the essence of who you are? Is that essence of who you are love? Yes, it is. And the more that we can connect with our pure essence, the more whole we feel. And then the less that we feel we need to prove our worth. We feel that we need external validation less. We feel fear less. You know, we'll transcend the fears when we can come back to the pure essence of who we are. Like I said before, we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and humanity has forgotten their spirituality. They have forgotten that as a whole, they have forgotten who we are in our essence. Just as Marianne Williamson said, love is what we're born with. Love is what we're born as. Fear is what we learn. So the ego, our conditioning is all fear-based. When we can come back to love, fear is no more. you suddenly fear a lot less. And what can you create when you fear less? What can you create when you love more? So I have some kind of thoughts on how you can practice coming back to love, and this is how I do it. Connecting with yourself, and I mean your true self, your higher self, your pure essence, that pure essence of who you are. And you can do this through meditation. You can do this in lots of different ways, but there are specific meditations that you can do that help you come out of the thinking mind and into the pure awareness state. I have one here that you'll see just in the top banner here. If you're on YouTube, if you're on the podcast, it'll be in the link below. So connecting with yourself and the pure essence of who you are, meditating on that, meditating on the pure awareness. Generating feelings of love within your heart. So any emotion, any feeling is already within you. You just need to generate it. You just need to feel it in your heart space. Feel it in your heart center, your heart chakra. Just take a second now and breathe deep. And just feel love in your heart. How does that feel to you? When you can connect with that love within your heart already, that is what will radiate out of you. You will see, like, that is what will that is what your energy, your aura will give off. It will give off love. Then you will actually attract more love into your life. But there are also some great opening the heart chakra meditations online, or there are practices that you can do to help open your heart chakra. Being present in nature. Now, this is a huge one that I have experienced. So when I left London, I knew I needed to leave because I wanted space. I wanted nature. I've grown up in nature, the magic of nature. And throughout throughout COVID and throughout my cancer journey, I just craved being by the sea. I just wanted to be by the sea. And I did go to Brighton once, but it was a bit, it wasn't ideal. A seagull pinched my chips out of my hands. But being present in nature, coming back to the sea, and now the sea is not for everyone, but back to nature. And now I live by the sea. I see it from my front room. It's from my bedroom window. The sea is there, and every day I connect with it, and I feel it, and I feel the power, and I feel the love, and I feel the magic, the abundance that lies within nature. And remember, we are nature. We are living, breathing things. The ocean is a living, breathing thing. We are made of the same substance. So coming back to that, seeing Mother Nature in her truest beauty, her truest form, will help you connect with who you really are, and who you really are is love. So you can also show love to somebody else. So when we want to receive something, it's when you want to receive something, give that thing that you want to receive, and you will see that reflected back. So you can show love to somebody by giving them love, giving them a compliment, expressing your emotions, expressing your feelings towards them. You can show love to yourself by doing the same thing. Write yourself a love letter. Write somebody else a love letter. And it doesn't have to be romantic. I'm not touching on romantic love in this, because I feel romantic love is very different to the pure essence of love. Romantic love is built on expectations and the ego's desire not to be alone, or some romantic love is. There's nothing wrong with romantic love. I am loving romantic love right now, but yeah, this is very, I think it's, love is who we are. It's not something we do. So receiving someone else's love, we really must learn to receive. we have to and in order to give, we have to be able to receive. In order to, you know, it's a two-way thing. So learn to receive somebody's love. And again, my same friend, when she came to stay with me last weekend, we had some Buja Buja chocolates. If you haven't had them, vegan, organic, beautiful. And they had a little card that said in the chocolates, in receiving love, you give a gift. So by receiving, you're also giving to that person that you're receiving from, because we all know that we like to give and how good we feel when we give. So how good must that other person feel when we can receive? Think of the connection in that. And, you know, romantic love really is about connection. And that's what we want. One of our biggest human needs is connection. Is one of the 6 human needs is that of connection and love and connection. So maybe when we are thinking about romantic love, let's build it on connection rather than expectations. Unconditional love is not wanting anything from anybody. So can we come back to that? And then as you practice giving and receiving more love, you are letting your guard down around your heart. You're allowing more of this divine intelligence that you are made of. You're allowing more of your pure essence to shine through. And then I'm going to close this with a question for you. So when you allow more of your divine intelligence to shine through, when you connect to pure awareness, when you come back to love, when you learn to love again, when you learn to transcend the fear, love trumps fear every time. What are you going to do with the infinite potential that awaits you? Because in our pure essence, we are infinite potential. We are pure creation. And on the other side of fear, that is what's waiting for you. So what are you going to do with it? I hope that you have enjoyed this. I hope you've taken something from it. And I really hope that if you are like I was and you have a guard around your heart, let's learn to take it down. Come back to love. Love, tell you, love is where it's at. Love is magic. It just is. It's magic. And as it brings me back to, again, what Marianne Williamson said, love is the essential reality and our purpose on earth. And it is us. It is within us. We are literally made of love. So how can you come back to love today and learn to love again? I hope that you had a magical Valentine's Day, and I hope that you're having a wonderful February. February is my month of love because it's also my birthday. It's actually tomorrow. And I'm spending it with friends and loved ones and family. I'm very grateful to be having a really fun few days. So February is my month of love. I even have little love hearts on my fingernails just to show that it's the month of love. And I have a mini self-love coaching offer for you where you can be coached by me for a month for £444. And what's included in that is 2 one-on-one sessions with me, as well as unlimited contact with me throughout the entire month, where we will take you from wherever you are now on this journey of love and journey of self-love, and we will help you come back to the essence of who you are. We will connect you with your true self, and there will be a path that you can follow to get there, and I will guide you through that. So if you would like to learn more, if you have any questions, please check out the description and the link will be there. Alternatively, you can find me on Instagram and drop me a message, and I'd love to connect with you. I'd also love to hear what you took from this, from what you took from today's episode. Yeah, I hope that you have a wonderful, magical week, and I will speak to you soon.